On July 28, 2026, about 20 people sat at Penn State Harrisburg while another 10 called in. They had come to discuss a nuclear plant that shut down in 2019. The plant had removed its fuel on September 26, 2019, and its operating life appeared finished. Now, Constellation wants to restart it as the Crane Clean Energy Center. The meeting concerned a restart with a long public memory. It covered evacuations, environmental review, inspections, and the local consequences of reopening a reactor beside the site of the 1979 Unit 2 accident. That history is why this comeback carries a 2027 test. Microsoft signed a 20-year agreement in September 2024 to buy electricity supporting the restart of Unit 1. Constellation says Crane could return 835 megawatts of carbon-free power to the grid. The Department of Energy closed a $1 billion loan in November 2025 to help finance the work. That loan is government financing, not a published total restart price. The total will depend on which equipment needs repair or replacement, required upgrades, inspection results, and the final regulatory conditions. Constellation also promotes 3,400 jobs, more than $3 billion in state and federal taxes, and $16 billion added to Pennsylvania GDP. Those projections depend on completing the restart and keeping the plant operating for many years after restart. They came from an economic impact study commissioned by the Pennsylvania Building and Construction Trades Council. The money explains the urgency, but the regulators have not granted permission to make electricity again. On July 1, 2026, the NRC allowed Constellation to receive and possess new fuel and sealed neutron sources. That decision did not allow fuel loading or power operations. Constellation must restore the plant's original operating requirements, return components to safe operating condition, and make any required upgrades. The NRC issued a draft environmental review on June 3rd, then collected public comments through July 8th. The agency expects a final environmental decision in September 2026, or it could decide that a larger environmental study is necessary. FEMA and the NRC are still reviewing emergency plans. At the July 28th meeting, supporters argued that reopening would bring jobs and local economic benefits. Opponents focused on whether emergency plans can move people safely if something goes wrong. Those objections are practical questions shaped by history. Unit 2's 1979 accident left 3 Mile Island with lasting public distrust after a nuclear failure. Unit 1 is a separate reactor, but it shares the site and the emergency planning obligation. Local residents now face that emergency planning question while a global technology company secures a long-term electricity supply. Microsoft has signed for electricity from a plant whose restart remains unfinished. Microsoft's contract has made this local licensing process a national test of AI-era electricity demand. NRC and Constellation staff told the meeting that regulatory approvals could arrive around May 2027. Then, nuclear material loading and ramp-up would follow further checks sometime after June 2027. There is no set date for reconnecting Crane to the grid. Constellation says the center is expected online in 2027. That remains Constellation's timeline. The NRC has not completed its decision. The proposed restart has a clear requirement. Constellation must satisfy the NRC, FEMA, and local emergency requirements before Microsoft receives 835 megawatts. Crane becomes an AI power source only after regulators complete their safety reviews. Data center demand has made this local safety decision a national test for nuclear power in 2027.